What up, guys? Kevin here. So I just walked through the Best Buy TV section, the section of TVs at Best Buy, and I was quite shocked. Actually, I'm not quite shocked. This happens all the time when I walk through the TV section at Best Buy. I'm left going, really? That's the best looking TV? But yeah, a little story. You know, I bought the Sony X90K for $1,500 a couple weeks ago. Last week, I saw the A80J for $1,350, 65-inch, and I was like, that is a steal. Returned the X90K. Turns out Best Buy couldn't price match it, so now I'm left without a TV. And instead of jumping back to the X90K, I feel like, you know what, I'm going to take my time. I'm going to do a little bit more research. I'm going to see what goes on sale. We know we got Prime Day here in a few weeks. So I'm in a rush. You know, I don't have any patience, but I'm trying to hold off as much as I can and collect as much information out there. And my walkthrough through Best Buy TV section, the best TV that I saw with my own two eyes, my eyes don't lie. Maybe if you had my eyes, because I see the comments like, oh my God, you switched the C1 for the X90K. Are you stupid? Are you a fanboy? No, it's just my eyes like what I see from the X90K over the C1. We'll get to more of that in a minute. But the best TV that I saw, this may shock you, was the Samsung SN95B, the OLED, whatever it's called. Yeah, of course, that is the best TV out there. Hands down, if you got the money, buy the best TV, the Samsung OLED, whatever it's called, SN95B, I believe. Great looking TV. You get the dark inky blacks of an OLED and that bright, that pop, that just vividness of, you know, just like a regular LCD TV, like a high-end one. I wouldn't say a regular one, but a high-end one. Yeah, that's the TV to get. So, I mean, just setting that aside, because a lot of us don't, I think like a 55-inch is $2,000. Just setting that aside, you know, unless it goes down in price. The best TV I saw there was an LG QNED TV. The QNED 85. Now, you got to remember, Best Buy, it's section off. Here's the Vizio TVs. I think there's a Vizio section, but they got the Samsung, Sony, and LG, the big brands. And then they got all the cheap stuff on the side, which, you know, there's some good stuff on the sides. Now, why is the LG 85 QNED Mini LED 4K UHD TV the best one I saw? They did have the 80, the QN80 and the QN90 there. But what they had is they had the C1 up top, then the 80 in the middle, and the 85 at bottom. It was like on an end cap, and they were all 55-inch TVs. The C1, which I had, it was playing different programming than the QNED TVs, so keep that in mind. I was questioning like why they were doing that. I think they were scared that you know, people, because that quick look, I mean, when you look at, you know, the C1 or an OLED compared to a TV that can get pretty bright, and that's what it's made for, yeah, it's not going to look that vivid. And all the TVs here look like they're on vivid mode. And that's the lesson is don't go by what Best Buy is putting out there. I wouldn't be surprised if some brands go, hey, turn down the settings on this TV and turn up the settings on this TV. We need to move these units. I wouldn't be surprised. But the QNED 85 here, the blacks were pretty inky. And it had that nice visual pop from the brightness. The QN80 just looked a little bit more dull. A little bit more dull. And then I moved over to the Sony section, and I saw my X90K, which looked amazing, but on top of it, it had the X95K, which the colors really pop. They're really rich and they pop, but the X95K was quite hazy. So it's kind of between those two. I had to set them aside. You got to remember, I really love the X90K. And then I went to the Samsung section, and the TV that I was most impressed outside of the SN95B was the Q80B. The Q80B, which was sitting next to the Q90B, which I believe the Q90B is mini LED. I think it's called the QN90B. And going into Best Buy, in the back of my mind is I'm probably going to go with the QN90A, which is last year's TV, but I didn't see one on the floor or a demo unit. But yeah, the Q80B it looked bright and vibrant, but the inks were pretty dark and inky. And the QN90B just had that same, just that light haziness, that it kind of spooked me away from maybe even getting the QN90A. But I'm sure there's some variants, but I was just surprised walking out. I'm like, wow, the LG QNED Mini LED 85, that might be a TV I'll keep my eyes on. The 65 inches, $17.99. That is pretty expensive. And again, there's the QNED 90, which I did see, but it was by itself, so I couldn't really compare it to anything. And it had a little bit of a light bleed going on here. This one didn't. It got bright enough, it looked rich enough, the colors, and the blacks were pretty inky. Now let's look at what type of panel is this? It seems like we only talk about LG TVs if it's OLED. But yeah, the thing about OLED TVs and even the Sony OLED TVs, at least the A80J, especially when you have the A80J next to the A90J, the A90J is going to look more bright and just vibrant. You kind of feel gross going with the one that looks dull and kind of nasty, even though it's not. Again, unless you're like me who actually uses TVs side by side, you're not going to notice. If you're just isolating the TV, it's probably going to look pretty good. A7 Gen 5 processor, quantum dot nanocell color technology. Process dimming, filmmaker mode. It doesn't say, is it an IPS or a VA panel? What's the energy guide? $24. That's pretty decent. The 75 inch, the QN90B was a 75 inch, and the energy guide was $24 too. Samsung with their energy guides are, they're really efficient. LED, full array local dimming. Can I see what type of panel it is? Is it a VA or IPS? I'm just not seeing it. I mean, you're going to get all the gamer stuff too. QNED, LED panel type QNED. Does that mean it's VA or IPS or something else? Huh. No questions. 4 HDMI ports. Okay. I mean, this is a TV I got my eyes on. If this goes down in price, I think it would have to go down to like maybe $13.99 for me to really think about buying it. But yeah, I'm walking away from Best Buy going, this was the best looking TV outside the Samsung SN95B. I thought it looked really good. I thought this TV looked really good. LG. But again, walking through Best Buy, I don't know what they do with their TVs. I would love to see a documentary on how they set up their TVs and calibrate them for the floor. You know what? I didn't even go into the Mongolian, what's it called? Mongolia section, where it's like that dark room, then they have all the TVs, or the nicer TVs you can look at. Maybe I'll do that next time, but yeah, it's the same everything. So I'll keep an eye on this TV. So far, it's just the winner of It's just the winner of Best Buy walking through. And who knows, maybe I can go in tomorrow and something else just blows me away. But yeah, I was shocked by this TV, the Q80B, which I don't believe even has local dimming. And yeah, everything else was about right. I'm still with the OLEDs, just looking like cool, dark, inky blacks, but the colors are rich. I notice the colors are really rich, but just a little bit dull. Just a little bit, I watch bright, vibrant content. So that's where I'm coming from. I'm not watching Blade 2. All right, I'm done here. But hey, thank you guys so much for watching. I will talk to you guys later. Probably next time, maybe when I get a TV, I'll do a TV unveil. I am thinking about just going back with the C1 and just giving it just a proper, I talk a lot of crap about OLED. Let's own an OLED for a year or two and then just see what happens from there. See if maybe after that 100 hours, things real, like my eyeballs adjust. I calibrate my eyes to appreciating the dark inky blacks and not so great brights. Again, unless, hey, if anyone wants to, I would say loan, but just go ahead and give me a couple $1,000. I'll happily go get the Samsung S95B. Hey, Samsung, I could probably help sell you a TV or two. Hook me up with a S95B. I'll make a few videos. It's the only thing that gets views on this channel. I'm sure I would sell at least a few units for you. All right, I'm done here. I'll talk to you later. Later.